Oi, oi, season's greetings. A few of you, or hopefully many of you, will have viewed the Boxing Day. The gloves are off. With me, Scotty and Jamie, we talked through a lot of Boxing Day. Few races around the festive period on top of those as well. I mentioned a few bets in that video, but I want to do an all my bets video, right? I know a few of you are interested in this. Just quickly start off with an updated profit and loss from the weekend. So Saturday's just been. Obviously, there was a sizable bet on Zonda. It didn't quite come to fruition. One of those, like, I guess, I don't want to say like a learning thing because I could have extended places if I'd have waited. Could have done different things with it, but ultimately got beat, didn't it? Come fourth, ran okay. Wouldn't say too many excuses. I know some other people maybe are looking for some of them. We did have a couple of winners though. Lucia, Scandiberg got a place, and Victorino did win as well. So all things told, I think it was £11.75 profit. So 4% return on investment on a day where the big boy was closed but no cigar, right? So rolling return on investment now is 26.6%. I haven't got the exact figures to hand. They're on my phone. I'm using my phone to record this, but 26.6% return on investment. We're rolling into Boxing Day now, right? There will be a few more bets that are going on. I have backed a few things, short-term anti-post, which I've talked about in that video. I won't be including those in all my bets. I'm playing them as they are now. I'll tell you what I've done. We'll try and do it in chronological order because it makes it easier, but there are 6 bets that I've struck for Boxing Day. I will talk about another bet that I have struck in the King George, just for reference, not as in a suggested bet, but just to be with what it is. Want to be clear with where I'm going with stuff, right? £221.50 is going out on Boxing Day. We'll start off with the first race at Aintree, the 11.55. I think it's the first race at Aintree anyway. Sherry Dam for the Skeltons. I've done a video for Gigi. I talked about this on there, but I just think our opening mark of 115 is fairly decent back in full-blown girls' company. So I've had £37.50 on her at 3-1. In this video, right, I've put it in the thumbnail. Again, it's on my phone. I'm not just going to chuck these bits in. I'm just going to get it out for you, but I'm sure you guys trust me now. Anyway, £37.50 on Sherry Dam at 3-1. 1.5. Kind of strange stakes for me, but we are, right? We've also got Mighty Bandit at Leopardstown in the Knight Frank. Now, I backed this horse at 13-8. I thought it would probably be in and around an even money poke. 13-8 was too big for me to ignore. I've had £84. Bit of an account rounder from betting yesterday. I was doing bits and pieces on the dogs as well. So it's kind of like a 3-pointer if we were doing it from normal stakes, maybe like 75 quid, but I get £220 back from that. Mighty Bandit in the 110 at Leopardstown. I think he's a pretty useful prospect. I'm happy to take the punt on him. At the price, he's about 11-8 now. I still think that's okay. Anything bigger than evens, I think's all right. Next race I've had a bet in is the 220. The Grade 1 Novices Chase, Sharjah. Again, we talked about it on the stream. He's 16-1. I've had £12.50 to win on him. Now, there was talk about him being 4-1 in the without Facile Vega market. Potentially, that could be the way to play it, but I feel like if I was doing a bet in there, I'd start having, say, £25 on him. The risk then goes up in terms of how much I'm staking. And as much as I do think that he's only got Facile Vega to beat, like I don't see how he beats Facile Vega unless that horse makes a mistake. Equally so, Sharjah did jump a little bit to his right. So I want to have a bet on him. I think the 16s is too big in the outright market. I think he should be shorter than that, but I do fully expect Facile Vega to win. So it's small stakes on him. 250 at Aintree, back at Aintree. Tamaris for Paul Nicholls. It's a bit of a punty one for sure. Again, it's a price-driven bet. It was 6-4-ish, I think, and then backed into 4-5 when it ran at Chepstow. Colonel Harry was well supported that day that won easy. Tamaris was just never really going okay. Done lots of scoring with him since, apparently. They put cheap pieces on, which, again, is tempering enthusiasm. But his opening mark was 139. I say opening for chasing, it was his hurdle mark that got carried over. Been dropped £2 for that run at Chepstow, which you could completely and utterly not forgive him for and say, oh, he's going to be a wonderful chaser. But you shouldn't be necessarily reducing his mark off the back of that performance. It was too bad to be his real run-in, but generously he's been dropped £2. I think this horse is much better than 137. I think this is an easy enough race. I think ground will be okay for him as well because it's a bit soft. So Tamaris, I've backed £25 win at 3-1 in the 250. I think that's a fair enough price. I was expecting this horse to be 2-1 or shorter. I suspect he might be popular. He may not. Maybe follow the market. See how that one goes. Then I've also bet Shishkin. Shishkin should have been before Jamara, shouldn't it, in the King George? That goes at 2:30. I used to it being the 3 o'clock race, but I've had £25 on Shishkin, 5.4 on the exchanges, so 110 it gets back, less 2% commission, so about 107 odd quid. I think just at the time, right, I said I meant to mention another bet that I have put on. They're not included in all my bets type stuff, but I've had £25 on Alaho at 4.9, I think, so just under 4-1. I could have got a little bit bigger on him. I backed Alaho anti-post the last 2 years. This 12 to 1 a couple of years ago for a couple of £100, I think I had, and 150 at 8s, I think, last season when he was a short 6 to 4 before he missed the season because of his injury. It's a hard race to call in terms of confidence, but again, from a price-driven perspective, they've all got question marks about them, haven't they? Alaho's one run in 18 months. Should be fine around Kempton, but maybe bounce factor, who knows? Brave Man's Game twice beaten this season, as much as they could have been prep runs, all that sort of stuff. It's not ideal, is it? And Shishkin obviously refused to raise at Ascot, but again, they're not. They've all got a little question mark around them. I think at the price I've been driven to have a bet on him. So Shishkin for 25 quid in the 230, and then email Andy in the last at Kempton. This is the 340. This is for Paul Nicholls and Harry Cobden again. 127 is his opening mark. I think this is light. I think the horse is easily mid 130s. Travelled like a pretty good horse the last day. Started to rally and then just stumbled after the last. I think he's got a proper chance. I've had 37.50 on him at 3 to 1. So as I say, 221.50's gone out in total. I will be having some bets on the 27th. I've already had a couple on, but if there are any more bets that I'll be striking like these ones, I will share on all my bets video and update you with that. Failing that, then in the new year, the next time it comes out, I will do a year profit and loss. But I'll keep it rolling for the season. I think that's easier than doing it annually. But we'll see how we go with it. So be lucky if you're having any bets on there. I touched it on the video, but if you haven't seen that, obviously go and have it a watch. But just remember, right, it is exciting that there's Boxing Day. There are some good animals out, but don't get too excited just because of the weight of racing. Definitely too many opportunities to be chasing. Just I don't know, not temp confused. I keep saying that phrase, it's not even valid here. But just I don't know, try and keep it in, right? It's a good time of year to be spending time with family and friends, all that sort of stuff. And there is some good racing to be watching, but you don't need to have a bet in every single race. Yes, have opinions. Some horses will be targeted for Christmas. Some horses will be running now with a view to further down the line. So it's good to watch it. There'll be lots of information that's in there. It will make you a better the more discipline you can apply. I've still got work to do on that front myself. In this instance, I do fancy and make a case for all of these. We do need a bit of luck, though. It's just the way that it goes, right? So I've put those 6 bets on. I've told you what I've done. They're in the thumbnail if you don't believe with the stakes, but I'm sure you guys do by now. As I say, the rolling return on investment is 26.6%, which is fair. We're probably due to have a bit of a bad spell or something, but is what it is, right? These are the bets of Boxing Day. Merry Christmas. Thank you all for your support. As always, make sure you have liked the video. Please make sure you're subscribed. Drop a comment with your best bets or just to say Merry Christmas, Dave. And I will be back again as soon as I've got some more bets.